YouTube, Electric Adventures here with another package in the mail. Now we're using a different camera because this is actually a new retro computer for the collection. The person was extremely slow at sending this, which I was starting to get quite annoyed. Interestingly enough, they've used a Japanese newspaper. I have to send several reminders through, so which is you always get a bit nervous. But they have indeed wrapped it well. Now it's another computer in a series. It's not like it's a completely brand new computer that I don't have any other examples of. So it's another one in a series that I collect. I'll just come in a little bit more. And it's another one of the Atari 8-bit machines, and it's actually an Atari 800 XL, which I didn't realise, oh, sorry, XE, sorry, 800 XE. And this is the very last one that was produced, so it's in the Atari ST-like case with the angled buttons, like the 65 and 130 XE, but this one was actually produced later. Oh, sorry for the little jump cut there. Got interrupted, as I normally do when I try and do a video. So this is the very last model. I believe it can be expanded to 128 K of RAM on board, so I will be taking this apart and we can have a look inside and see what we've got. Now, as far as ports are concerned, it's similar to the other late XE ones in that the cartridge port is on the back here. It does make it a little bit inconvenient. We have so we have monitor, television, and that should be the DMA. Oh no, that's the power connector next to the power switch. I suppose that makes sense. I can't see these in the camera. Right, then you've got your DMA plug here for your attaching your other peripherals, and yeah, so that's the cartridge connection there, and that's a little expansion plug there. I'm not sure what goes into that as far as these systems are concerned. I'm not on that side, so it needs a clean. It's not necessarily scratched, it's just dirty. There's the front. It's quite a nice looking unit, and we've got our two joystick ports around the side there. So only the original 400 and 800 had 4 joystick ports, like the original Atari 2600 as well. And obviously putting ports on was more expensive. So quite a nice looking unit. So what I'll do, I'll undo him and we can have a look inside. Okay, back again. I have undone the screws, just the 4 of them. 4 screws to get in on the back, so we can have a look inside. I've already taken the lid off. I know how dirty it is inside, so the whole top just comes off, and then you have the unit itself. So you've got the keyboard, a protective shielding, which is pretty grimy. We'll have to clean all that up. Also noticed as I was taking it apart that this first joystick port is lifted up quite a bit, so may need to check that and make sure we haven't got any broken solder connections. Now, you have to excuse me for this, I'm using a tripod because generally my hands shake when I try and do close-up on these things, so hopefully this will give you a bit steadier picture. But we still need to zoom in and have a look at a few things. So the joystick ports are there, going along in our connectors, and our power circuitry is all pretty neat and nice layout so far. Now let's see if we can remove the keyboard. So we have a ribbon cable there, so we'll just come back this way. We're not going to be able to see a tremendous lot until we take off all of this shielding, which I'm loath to do at the moment because the circuit board doesn't look too bad. and unless I find it's non-functional and I do need to repair those ports, I'll probably just clean up, simply clean up the shielding and leave it like that for the moment. The keyboard ribbon cable looks to be in good condition, and the keyboard, although it's dirty, definitely see big difference when you just wipe in there. So I'll give it a good clean, and then we'll hook it up and see whether it works. But it's a nice, you can see the circuit board's been simplified a lot, and we're interested to see how much RAM it has, and then whether it can be potentially expanded. Okay, I've got the 800XE plugged in using my SCART output cable. Works perfectly, really nice clear signal. I've got my my IDE cart in there, and seems to be working well. Sorry, the game doesn't start on trigger press. We need to actually press the start button. There we go. And actually, I'm sort of breaking my rules here. This is a game that I don't actually own a copy of, mainly because I've never found a copy of it for the Atari 8-bits. But it's a good game to actually show off the system's capabilities in comparison to other versions. So as you can see, the system works fine and it works quite well. Let's load up another game. Here's another game that I don't physically have a copy of, but I really like the arcade game. Okay. Intro music there. So in Juno first, you have to destroy the waves of enemies. It's very Defender-esque. Oops. You can go backwards and forwards. Well, you've got to be careful going backwards too much. Oops. You can still die when you're when you collect the planet, but every one you shoot you get a bonus for. And you've got a couple left for the stage. I really do love the 8-bit machines and enjoy collecting them as a hardware platform. Really need to, I actually have a couple of books on programming. I don't have the assembler cartridge. I've tried to get it a couple of times, but it keeps on going for too much money. Although I probably could, with a bit of mucking around, load one off basically the disk drive that the my IDE has. I just have not had the time to play with it. So an awesome addition to the Atari 8-bit collection, hardware collection. Still going to, slowly over time track down the other models and add them. So thank you all to my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.